Hey everybody, it's Clint. Welcome to Sweetcast. I just got finished doing, I don't know, probably one of the most fun streams I've ever done, especially on my channel. So it was a lot of fun. I had a good time, and I wish every single stream that I ever did was just so much fun. And I can't figure out exactly what that magic is, but you have to go back and watch it. I'm going to leave the stream up, and it's about my relationship with Bram Stoker. Anyway, it was a fun stream. I really enjoyed it, and we did a giveaway, and so that was fun too. All right, before we get into it though, also, Downcast Rise and Fall is on Indiegogo right now. The link is in the description below. We only have 11 days left, and I'll tell you, if we only need less than $1,000 to hit 26,000, excuse me. And at 26,000, that's how much we made in the first campaign at the end of the campaign. So we'll have beat the last campaign. So that's a really cool landmark. Also want to let you know about Foreign Agent. This is my friend Narwhal, and he does some really cool, really creative books. Right now he's just below $15,000. I'm going to put the link in the description below for his book as well, Foreign Agent. This just came out on Indiegogo, and he's a great guy. He deserves the support. So there's this thing that happens over and over again. This is a little Hollywood centric, but we just had the awards, the Golden Guy Oscars. It's late, give me a break. But Joaquin Phoenix addressed cancel culture. He said, among some other things that were maybe a little weird, but whatever, I'll let him be weird. He did say this, which I thought was good. He said, that's when we're at our best, when we each support each other, not when we cancel each other for our past mistakes, but when we help each other to grow, when we educate each other, when we guide each other toward redemption. Now, some people's idea of guiding you toward redemption is canceling you and destroying you from the face of the earth. And so, yeah, that happens. I wish that internet culture was a little bit different. Current woke culture was different or didn't exist, frankly. But it just is. I have to think that in the future, people are going to look back even 10 years down the road, 20 years down the road. People will look back at this time period as a very strange time. I know a lot of so-called progressive, or I would call them regressive people, would think that this is some kind of natural conclusion and you're growing to become this way. But I don't think so. I think people are going to look back at how strange all of this really is. I don't see social media staying around forever. All right, so I'm on the Mary Sue now. This is Natalie Portman. Apparently, okay, so some context. Natalie Portman wore apparently a cape to the Oscars. We don't care, but they're names of different snubbed female directors. I've got a problem with this because why? Like, just because a female didn't, like, who are they up against? You know what I mean? Like, the assumption is, and I hear this so often, that if you have two candidates for a position and both things are the same, you're going to pick whoever the woman is, whoever's not the straight white man, essentially. You're going to pick those people first. And so if they're not picked, then they've been snubbed. That's silly. But here's the thing. Mary Sue, that's not good enough. It doesn't matter how woke you be. If you start playing this game, they will take you down because it's not enough. You need to be more extreme. The natural conclusion to this is you're just going to drive people away from the insanity. All right, so Mary Sue says, Natalie Portman needs to do more than talk about female directors. She needs to work with them. That is right. The whole cape thing, it's virtue signal. It's not good enough. That you have to do more virtue signaling, meta signaling, by working with female directors. The other thing is, how you don't just go around asking for female directors. There's got to be movies in place. Maybe Natalie Portman's big enough of a star that she could, make it happen. I don't know, though. I don't see very many actors that are able to just hand pick which director that they're going to do or they're going to work with. But I don't know. Maybe Natalie Portman has that pull. All right, so let's see. Natalie Portman has made calling out awareness or award shows not for nominating female directors part of her brand. At the 2018 Golden Globes, she famously ad-libbed, and here are all the male nominees. At yesterday's Oscar ceremony, she arrived in a cape worthy of Padme Amidala and included the embroidered names of snubbed female directors. This is what we call virtue signaling. It's funny too, because I see a lot of this in like the progressive realm, like you need to virtue signal, but then there's going to be an internet mob of people that they want to verify the virtue signaling. You know, they want to make sure that you're really as virtuous as you're pretending to be, which I guess makes sense if you want to be, what is the no greater Scots, you're the great Scotsman, something like that fallacy, where if you were really a woke person, you would do X, Y, and Z. If she was working with female directors, there's still going to be people saying, if you were really woke, you would be, I don't know, firing all the male directors or working with more female co-stars or whatever. There's going to be other things that are the bigger issue. And that's the key. You can't win this game. You will never win. So don't even play. Reject the game, back out, because you're not going to win. Now tell me if you've heard this before. This is exactly how it goes. It's great that Natalie cares so much about promoting the work of these women, but it would be even better if she actually worked with them. All right. And then they go into, I guess, some specifics. The truth is that life is not this simple. There are a lot of decisions and there's money involved. Would you, like, how much of a hit to your career would you take? Like, if the next most logical step in your career would be to take, you know, one of these movies, but because there's not a female director, you got to take these other movies, even though it's not going to progress your career or it might hurt your career or whatever else, you need to take these ones, right? That's not how people think about things. It shouldn't be how people think about things, but you know, this is, I guess, the route Natalie Portman took, and so you got to live with it. That this is always how it's going to go. So when it comes to comics, just say no. You just do your thing. You don't need to be radicalized. That's nonsense. That's people on social media trying to have control over you. Stop it. And while you're at it, check out Downcast, Rise and Fall. It's on Indiegogo. Right now, if you don't have Volume 1, you can actually pick it up. Look, I've got Volume 1 and 2. This is the cover A version. Or you can get Volume 1 and 2, and there's the cover B version of number 2. So yeah, check it out. Oh, and yeah, don't forget Foreign Agent as well while you're there. I'm going to refresh this. Let's see if he got past... Oh, no more backers. I bet you he's past 15,000 when you check this video. So thanks very much, and I'll see you next time.